was a really good run. Really good run.
But it doesn't stop there. We got Zero on the final boss as well.
で、
Yeah, Zero is also there.
トン
It
ベ
also
リ
has
チ
not been
ーム
slapped, thank God.
か
Well, at least not just yet, but I think that's past the point where slap would occur. So we'll see the same thing happen
ね、
here.
ね、
Stagger
次
into
の
cold
作
blood.
品、
We got the
名
deep
前覚え
attack.
てないん
Vanille
です。
Imperil, Vanille Imperil, Vanille Imperil, Vanille
ダ
Imperil.
ーショブ・ケルベロス・ファ
Vanille, do you want
フ
to
ァイ
land
ナ
a
ル
roll
ファン
any
タジー
point?
7
Oh no, he's focusing down
が
Zez.
スタ
This
ー
is
トし
scary.
ます。
Oh
と、
no,
こ
Hero's
ちらの
double
方
handed.
は
This
解
is scary.
説い
Oh
ら
no,
っ
he's
しゃら
focusing
な
down
い
Zez. This is scary.
そうなの
This
で、
is
とりあえ
Oh
ず、
no, went to the wrong
サ
paradigm.
ラ
This is
ティ
scary.
ーン
Okay,
の
it's
奏
fine.
者が
He's
走
fine.
り切るま
this
で
is
私は
very gripping, but also
います。
very
This is. I'm experiencing flashbacks right now to both of my world
また
world
か
record pace
実
runs that
況で
night.
きる方がいらっしゃれば。
Almost there.
All right, Orphan is dead, and we'll call time once the
で、
results being dismissed,
FF9
and
の
that
方は
is
も
time for
し
Team
な
Chocobo.
さそうなら
Go,
来
go,
よう
go,
か
go.
と思ってるんですけど、
Yeah,
もしいるな
GG
ら
on that Zero.
お任せ
That
し
was
ます。
so close to the sub 19, chapter 13. 1 second off.
Oh,
Great.
wow.
Really? Did you almost get it? Holy damn.
Yeah.
My best
ゼロ
was
さんも終わりまし
1906.
たね。
So that's the best
GG
ever,
です。
right?
グッ
Yes.
ドゲーム。
I don't know. 1901.6. Vanille choked it, and I had like hard SAS targets, so.
仕事、あ、そうか、小
But
富
you,
さん
you
仕
did
事
a
なん
lot
だ
of。work in that run, though, Zero.
残
You
念。
pulled up a lot of
く
time
ー。
on Tonbury.
Yeah. The funny
As a
thing
rep-
is, the first 3 hours and 15 minutes were probably the worst run I've ever had, but the last part wasn't good.
1分差
That's what's
1 分
important.
差すごい。
GG's.
Yeah, GG's.
Now
Aussie and
that-
Zero. And
GG's.
I'm not gonna say
平
GG's.
日だもんね、仕方ないね。
So I think
You,
now
you, you
with...
gotta wait for your GG's.
But yeah,
I
hang
might
in there,
have to
Kaya.
retry Khaled because Snow drifted to the side there for whatever reason.
Oh, yeah,
Uh,
he's
めっちゃ
so
詰めまし
far
たね。でも
Yeah.
Let's
Okay.
see.
逃げ切ったのがすごいです。あ、
Yeah. We're gonna hand it over for a bit to Dirge.
なんか、
So
うん、
yeah, feel free to introduce
うん、
yourselves and
ツン
go.
ツンな
Hey there,
あれだっ
my
た
name is D Cosmic.
けど。
Hi, I'm Dynamite Dan TNT.
Yeah, and welcome to Dirge of Cerberus, a third-person shooter starring Vincent
逃げ
Valentine.
切りグッドゲーム。
Party members in Final Fantasy VII. We didn't get to explain it.
大体ワイヤーのせい。
But we have a
違
little
っちゃ
piece
い
of
ない。
movement tech here called city dashing. So Vincent is able to dash and then cancel this into a jump. From the jump, you're able to aim in the air, and then you can cancel this aim frame 1. So we're going to just be able to move pretty swiftly throughout the course of the game using this technique. And that's like the main source of movement that we'll have. City you see here.
4% 引いたみたいですね。
Make sure there I was like not speaking
まさか
incorrectly.
の。
He's coming up right on
びっくり
the
しちゃいました。
door where he's going to be equipping the fire materia. And the fire materia has a pretty decent amount of AoE damage. We're going to be using it to build the first chain shot of the game. And chain shots in Dirge of Cerberus, your gun does more damage the higher the chain builds, and then when the chain expires, the next shot that you do will have a big multiplier on it. So we've built an 8 chain here coming into the fight against the chopper, because for some reason PS2 games all you need to have a chopper fight. And when there's like a certain visual cue of like a disc flashing twice, City's going to aim up to the right side of his screen, and then you're just going to see the dragonfly's health just just
最初だけ
disappear
やっ、本当
absolutely.
最初
And then he's going to grab the potion there
触
too.
りだけやっ
And
た
then he's going to be
ぐら
doing a
い
thing
で、
called Walking in the Dark, which is
本当
totally a
根本
Hoobastank
的に
reference,
遊
even
ん
though
ではい
NT1
ないんで、
Evolution is going to
全
kill
然
me for saying that.
わかんないんで
So
す
you
よね。
hear Vincent actually just moving in the dark there, and then he's going to appear all of a sudden at the stairs there at the end of this hallway, even though, you know, you have to wait
一応なん
for...
か家
Usually
に
you
ロ
have
ム
to
だ
wait
けあ
for
るん
the
です
area
け
to
ど、
load in, but you can move as long
大
as
体
the
想
UI
像できるな。
while you're in the
わ
dark.
かります。
We're going to also build this other chain here, even though this is not super important, but it's going to allow us to one-shot this enemy coming up. We also have NT also moving into the chain shot area. Let's see if he gets the chain shot for
無理ゲーでした。
the dragonfly.
いやいや、
NT
逃げ切りグッドゲームでし
on
た。
Team Choco,
お
just to
疲れ
note, he's
様でし
using
た。
a keyboard for some of these skips that he'll be doing later. Fun fact, Dirge of Cerberus does actually have keyboard and mouse support. One of the few, if not the only PS2 game I know to actually have that.
おしーさんと同じ
They
ぐら
also,
い、
by the
か
way, I
やさん
forgot to
も
mention,
結
they
構しんど
equipped
そうな
barrel onto the
走りを
Cerberus. The Cerberus is the only gun that we're
して
going
ま
to
す
be
ね
using
今日
during this run. They equipped the long barrel. It's going to give us a lot of firepower and it's going to give us a lot of range on our attacks. It's been buffed a lot from the
4%,
Japanese
4%
release,
多分
this were Japanese
実際
release.
4% じゃないんですよあれ
We would
きっ
not
と
be using
25% ぐらいあ
the
るんですよ
long
きっ
barrel.
と
So now City is going to be building a 3-chain here. And we don't want to build too high of a chain for this next boss fight. Because Dragonfly 2, the chopper, the second chopper in the game that we're going to fight out of... Well, actually, this might be the last time that we fight one now with the skips and stuff. Hopefully, we don't have to see the third Dragonfly during this run, but you never know. So if you over-damage this fight, it will cause a problem with the way that the cycles work. So we're only going to build a 3-chain. As the fight loads in, he's going to fire a fire shot at it. I guess I could have phrased that better, but that's fine. And then he's going to shoot one regular shot at it.
は
And then that's going to
みん
stun
な
it,
想
and he's
像
going
し
to
てた
hit
と
these
思いま
boxes
すあ
here,
れ
and then build a huge chain,
ー
and then start firing at it. This is actually sort of a new strat
なん
for
か
the run. This is
た
like a
倒
2-cycle
し
on the
もう
Dragonfly.
倒しちゃおうってな
He's
っ
also
てま
going
せ
to
んで
pick
し
up
た
the handgun
確
bullets
か
here too. Go ahead, Dan.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and you saw
Issue
that
like it.
as he was building that chain, his gun was doing increased damage on the Dragonfly, and so now he's finishing off the boss, grabbing a second limit breaker that we're going to be ended up selling in the menu coming up at the end of this chapter, and that's going to allow us to buy upgrades for our gun.
NT also successfully building that 3-chain. And then City's going to move into the first menu of the game. Now, the way that menus work in this game, usually, or the shop, is basically that we're just going to be dumping, usually anyway, there's a couple of exceptions, but we're going to be dumping all of the experience that we earn, and we're going to be converting all of it to gil.
いや多分あれサッツ
So
が
you can either level up Vincent, or you can
びっ
just
くり
use
腰
it
した
for
の
money.
が
We're going to be staying at like level 1 to 5 through most of this run. He's going to upgrade the Cerberus and he's
誓っておき
twice,
ま
and
し
he's
ょう
going to upgrade Long Barrel once. And then now that you've done all this stuff and saved the city, or maybe not saved the city. I don't remember the plot of the game. I don't think you call them as saved. Now the game is going to again do a little PS2 trope and sort of thrust you into a turret section where there's about 45 dogs that spawn in, or like these like mecha dogs. And then you just
take
you just
these
try
dogs to
now.
the farm.
Yeah, exactly. This is like Who Let the Dogs Out, the level, the turret section, And it looks like NT also got a pretty good fight on the chopper there too. He's gonna also be converting all of his money to
日
gil. Oh
本
yeah,
初
we
期
don't
版
save
と
any
違っ
children
て
during this run.
EC
It's
が削除
unfortunate.
されてるって
It's
昔の
slow to do that, so we
Temos
just
ga-
don't.
ダッシュができる銃を構えてる時の移動速度が遅くならないなどの
Take
メリ
this
ットがあっ
kid
て
away, or
あ
whatever, and
そ
then
う
you
なん
drop
だ
the key, and then you do all. It was just
やりやすくなってる
Fortunately, we don't have to see that anymore. We can just skip over the entire area.
デストロイドカット目指
This
して
chain here that the
9
game
秒数
allows
に
you
変
to
え
build,
た
by the
そう
way,
そう
is
そう見
just
ました見ま
totally
した
like
しっかり見
not
ました
relevant at all. Like it gives you all of this chain damage that you could be spending elsewhere, and then all it's going to do is just allow you to like melee this one dog faster here coming up.
バニラはダメでした
This chain shot here that we're going to be building is for I forget the name of this enemy. Dan, do you remember?
What enemy?
The boss coming up? I forget the name.
Oh, the Crimson Hound?
Yes, the Crimson Hound, that's what it is. I wanted to say like
スイッチが見つかって空中冬ができるようになったので
I didn't think
一
that
部
was
ギミック
correct.
ステージ
So
が
yeah, the Crimson Hound.
全
So
てです。あ
you see City sort of delaying the
あ、
shots
そうなんだ。
to build up the chain, so he has like maximum amount of time between each shot to build it up. He's going to build probably about like a 13 or 14 chain here. Yeah, so about a 14 chain. So, oh, okay, actually he's going to go for the 17, the 18, the 19, the 20. Okay. There might be a damage underflow
ギミ
there,
ックっ
but
て
we'll
ど
see
のく
what
らいあ
happens
るん
when
だ
we
ろ
get there. So you build this chain leading up to the Crimson Hound, and then you just city dash on up, and the Hound is always going to go to the same spot at the start of the fight, and then you're going to shoot it, and you'll see it can't actually get one shot because otherwise then the key card that it would drop for you to go to the next area would always be out of bounds. So the game prevents this by you can shoot it there, and then it'll come down. He's also going to kill these dogs down here because one of them drops the Thunder Materia. And he's going to actually pick up the Thunder Materia there. Boss is down. And it looks like NT also going to be building a chain here. Let's see what kind of chain he gets as City moves into Sunset Riders. And the Sunset Riders manipulation is basically that you kind of just have to hang in front of them, and that will like make them come directly at you, so then you can get like critical damage on there like, that way. Looks like NT is going to go for a 16 chain.
最後の方だったのかな、わかんない。
That Crimson Hound is kind of a weird fight because there is a certain threshold where you can overchain the boss, and it actually ends up outputting less damage, and so you have to shoot it once or twice more. So NT's going for the proper way to do it with between 16 and 18 is the rough number that your chain will be able to do the maximum amount of damage on Crimson Hound. Look at that compared to how City did it.
That was crazy. Yep. There's also a lot of gil that you
かや
get
さ
from
んが
this,
ブラードクラット2回
from
目
this level in particular. Like getting an S rank on this level nets you like, I don't know, almost 20,000 gil, right, Dan?
ですね。
It's
Yeah, just about. It's a lot of gil.
And so we're going to use that to upgrade Cerberus as well as upgrade the long barrel again. Let me actually bring up my thing here just to make sure I got it right. Yeah, so we grab powered Cerberus. This is the first zoom climb of the game. he just goes through, what a legend, dude. This is the zoom hover, by the way, chat. So the way that this works is that when you zoom in, you can cancel at frame 1. And I forget, Shaydam actually explained this to me the other day. And there is a way to, I forget exactly what property here allows you to maintain height here, but this is like 3 actions per second that allows you to just hover in place like this, and you can gain height by doing like about 5 to 10 actions per second. So he's just going to hover over this entire area here and avoid like the loading screen
各ス
entirely.
テー
He's
ジ
just
ほ
going to
ぼ
go to
ギ
the
ミ
next
ックだ
area.
らけで、敵を倒すと鍵が手に入る。それをで
Nicely done by City. That's
扉開
probably
ける
one of the
みた
hardest
いな
zoom
の
hovers
硬
in the
い
game,
よ
in
う
my
に
opinion.
あり、
Absolutely.
それを
It looks
壁
like
抜
NT
け
is also
た
going to be
り、
going for it. NT is going to be
各
using
ステー
keyboard for his
ジ最
for
終
his zoom hovers.
版の通路に
So there he
Alright, so
goes.
just,
無理やりたどり着いた。
Go
あ、
real quick, so Kaya is starting PC2,
なる
so
ほ
hopefully
ど。
this goes well.
今やってる感じ。
Uh,
Yeah, we've had two very different PC2s. We've had
あ、
one that's
これ
been pretty clean, the
こ
other
れ
one
とか。
almost been salvaged by a pretty, actually a
今
very
チョコボ
effective
チームがやってる
stacking
感じ
system.
の
yep.
かな。
So we'll see how this one goes.
Phase 1 seems to be pretty standard.
へえ。
That's a really good spot for a PC to be sort of hovering in. You don't really want it too high because it just makes it like more difficult to keep the like interruptions going, basically.
Yeah.
I do see here City also building the next chain
やることし
soldier. Should be
あ、悪いことしてそういうことなんですね。
You can use that barrel there to blow everybody up. And he's going to be zooming in to maybe hopefully not hit the missile that's going to be fired. Oh, unfortunate.
Oof.
Ooh, and he died. That is also unfortunate.
Alright,
So this is now. Go ahead. Yep.
second stagger now going on for Kaya here. Started off with immediate on Eric, which was a little bit
Fine.
yeah.
Annoying, but manageable.
It's all going to be about just the launch here.
Yeah, so each of the snow punches has a 50% chance to launch, but importantly, cannot be launched while the cold blood is keeping the enemy on the ground.
Yeah. Damage is looking good.
Yeah, this is looking good. This should be an easy win. Oh,
Yeah.
I should open the
Yeah, very
lobby.
clean.
Nice.
Go for. I think that's actually the best one. I think. of
Yeah,
this
I
one,
think so.
of this relay.
There were no problems with that at all. Alright, hand it back to you guys for you know,
モグ
15
チーム
minutes.
も
Yep, all good. So
13
it looks
勝
like
入り
with
ま
that
す。
mistake by City, NT1 seems to have caught up a lot because NT actually
最
got
終章。
the chain shot on heavy armored soldier first try. So pretty sick there.
なんだ
There's not going to be any
Strawberry
sort
と
of
チョ
like
コボ
buying here. We're actually going to level up Vincent to level 5 because the
あ、
gil
これ並んでる
on
の
this level is just not great. We're going to be heading into headquarters under siege at this point. This is
銃
one of
にも
the
種類があっ
um,
て、スナイ
shorter
パー
missions
ラ
in
イ
the
フ
game
だ
now with
と
the
エ
zoom
イムア
climbs.
シ
So
ス
you're
ト
going
が
to see
ないヘッ
Vincent
ド
just
シ
sort
ョ
of
ットは
gaining
確
infinite
実
amounts
に
of
狙え
height
る
in
の
order
で、
to put
場合によ
himself
って
out of
使い分
bounds
けが
by
できる
doing zoom cancels or zooming in and then
使い
canceling
分
it while
け
he's in the air at the apex of his jump. The only caveat here is that, you know, it's hard because if you mess up the rhythm here, you're going to do a melee and that's just going to cancel the zoom climb entirely. So he's going to be going out of bounds here, or both of them, I should say, kind of at the same time. And it looks
ほうほう
like
ほうあ、そういうことか。
they're both through at about the same time. And they're going to be going to head to make another chain for the next boss called Shelk. We're going to pick up the power cross from one of the enemies there. That'll come into play sort of kind of later. This chain in particular is a little hard just because you have to do it across a long bit of section here. And it's like really, really tight. So it looks like NT is going to go for the safety barrel there. City also going to go for safety barrel. And they've both got 14 chains. Very nicely done, gentlemen.
What's a safety barrel?
最上階に登って最下層まで戻
I was being sarcastic, but no,
らえる
answer that.
けど
Answer that
最
question.
下層に直
The
接
safety barrel
そういうことかなる
is
ほ
a
ど
barrel that we will shoot to make sure that the chain does not drop as the next wave of enemies spawn down the hall. It just gives us a little bit of extra time to move to that last set of enemies and secure the 14 chain. This is a really long road, by the way.
Yeah.
And then Shelk just gets one shot. You also see them meleeing her as well while the game is loading into the next area. That actually gets you a little bit of extra EXP. So you'll be able to get a little bit of gil at the end of these missions. So it's really nice to sort of like just whack away at bosses that you've defeated with like a couple of melee chains. This is Azul the Cerulean, and Azul in this fight particular is only susceptible to barrel damage. Now we're waiting for the Sunday Stroll, where if he decides to walk forward, then they'll be able to kill him. But it looks like he's not. Okay, on NT screen, he's doing all right. But on City screen, not so much. There he goes, finally. This is a little bit RNG here. And NT's got the kill. And now City's got the kill.
It's also worth mentioning, while we have a little bit of downtime here, that Dirge of Cerberus has quicker loads if you play without a memory card inserted. Right now, both runners are not playing with a memory card. If they were to have a memory card inside, even though they get those save cancel prompts, having a memory card inside of your PS2 actually makes the loads 5 minutes longer throughout the duration of the run, I believe.
Yep, something about that. Yep, that sounds about right. So now they're going to buy the Materia Booster and the Materia Floater, as well as upgrade to P Cerberus Gamma. And the Materia Booster and the Materia Floater we'll get to. So this is the Manor of Despair. This is where we're going to fight the Sahagins and stuff. And the first bit here, so this is going to be the first instance of keycard preservation, where we're going to drop into this fight. We could technically skip this fight really, really easily, but there's a very cool reason that we're not going to skip it. So we're going to grab the key card off of these guys, and then we're going to preserve it by climbing over this barrier here. And so now we have an extra key card in our inventory that the game will not account for. Manor of Despair, whenever you complete it, it will always take one key card out of your inventory because there's a key card for like a side area in this that you could take off of an enemy. And they're going to grab that extra key card too from one of the Sahagins. This key card preservation in the next level is going to allow us to skip an automated turret section. And I'm mentioning this now because it's going to go by and nothing's going to happen. And you're going to be like, what the heck? That just looks like just open a door. You know, like it's just... So I'm mentioning it now because there is normally like a turret section in the next level. There's the key card right there, pick up by City as well, that you would like have to shoot down some choppers and stuff, but we're just not going to do it. These zoom climbs actually allow us to save about 2 or 3 minutes by not doing automated turret sections, which is just great. It just really helps the pace of the run a lot. NT also climbing on up this little ladder here. And this area right here, once he finishes taking out these guys, this is going to be the upgrade room where we're going to set up all of our guns. And so on the first gun, NT is going to keep the fire materia as well as the sniper scope and just put the power booster in it. The second one, he's going to put the thunder materia, the materia floater, and the materia booster. And then the third gun, he's going to put the power cross and the power booster. And what that'll all mean, we'll get into in a second here. The next bit here, while we wait for the elevator, is they're going to have to be doing another zoom climb to get over the over this like little shooting gallery thing, and that'll get us to the next area where you play as Kate Sith for like 15 seconds. So the easiest way to understand sort of the weapon loadout that we have going on for all of these weapons is that the physical damage dealer that we have is weapon 1. And that is what we're going to use through the most of the game to kill like a lot of the fodder enemies and stuff. Weapon 2 is going to be our magic. It has Thundaga on it currently. The way that magic upgrades work in this game is that when you have one materia item on there, it's level 2. If you have 2 materia items attached, it's level 3. And then it is applied to whatever materia you have equipped on the gun. So we have Thundaga for the second gun. And then the third gun is going to have more powerful melees, which is what the power cross is for. We also put a power booster on it, at least NT does, so that in some cases where we need it for backup, to just kind of like, if something like a melee situation kind of goes awry, you can just sort of shoot it, and then you have the same sort of power as gun 1.
Right now, NT is entering the Kate Sith or Ket Shi stealth section. For those who listen to every FNFF podcast, I would like some chat participation if you guys wouldn't mind. Anybody who has any Ket Shi emotes, please spam them now in chat. It is known that it will make the runners run faster if you spam Ket Shi emotes in chat.
Absolutely. His ooh, he got the load screen there too. So there's, for whatever reason, there's a wall there when you jump down this area that you have to let it load for a second. Otherwise, you're just going to hit an invisible wall. And then you have to climb up the ladder. It's rather unfortunate. I don't think he got Kate skip, did he?
He did not.
Okay. That's unfortunate. I really hope he doesn't get wrecked right here. It's so scary, these parts, dude. Oh my goodness. Also, this is like one of the hardest zoom climbs in the game coming up. Where it's going to be called Short Basement, and it's a long climb, and it's going to allow us to go into a room that wouldn't normally be accessible at this point in the game. You would have to like go up and around in order to get to it. But first, they're just going to load this cutscene. You know, good old PS2 loads. Where are the
riveting gameplay? These black screens.
Yes, sir. And then here's the zoom climb from NT, and I think City will be starting his up soon. It looks like he's got it. I mean, commentators curse, but very nicely done by NT. Let's see if City can keep pace here. And then they're going to be starting to build a chain here in Short Basement as well. Okay, there we go. Okay. Let's see if he can go for it. Looks like City's going to also get the climb as well. He gets it. Excellent from both of them. And it looks like NT is also going to be attempting the basement chain. It looks like he's got an 11 chain. Ooh, it expires. Okay, he's got an 11 chain, though. I think he's just going to hold this until the boss. And we'll see what City is going to opt for as well. See if City gets it. He's also got it. Looks like he's going to get the 10 chain here.
Oh, no, it looks like NT accidentally meleeed.
Oh, no. Okay, now
good thing there's a backup here.
Yep, absolutely. He's going to go for the lobby chain. Boom. Okay. Okay, excellent. And it looks like, I think that, yeah, there's the 11 chain. Okay, he's got the 11 chain. City, again, as I thought, moving forward. You saw like the little play there too, where he didn't mass jump. He just let Vincent get up and just healed through. Really nice adjustment there by City to
Ah,
just make
なる
sure
ほど
that。there wasn't an accidental input that would have
へー
dropped the chain. So now they're going to both head into the Black Widow fight. And now you're just going to see this boss's health just get decimated by Thundaga.
You
They're
probably
both
hear it
good.
a lot during this marathon, but blink and you'll miss it.
Exactly. There you go. Boom. 9,999 damage. That boss is
So,
down.
if I could just interject
Go
very
for it.
quickly.
Yeah,
It
go for it.
actually looks like Kaya has managed to keep the interruption into second stagger on Tiamat, so this is going to be a very clean fight. All the buffs are intact, all debuffs are on. Really good to
Technically,
see
you
this
don't
strat.
need poison, but it does help. Just
Yeah.
'cause it's, a bit extra damage.
Yeah, you can see all the damage coming in here. This is
この先差が
damage
つき
that
そうなポ
you
イン
would
ト
never really
あ
have
る
seen
のかな
before this
どうなんで
strat
すか
came
ね
in. Yeah,
あ、
148,
深井
very
さんは
nice.
ティアマとすんなりと。
You can carry on.
Sounds
ティアマ
good.
とは結構みんなすんなりと
So it looks like they're going to gear up here for the
出た
next level.
ね。
I forget how long these load screens are. And the amount of cutscene skipping that is before this level there's like 4 or 5 cutscenes that you actually have.
Yeah, there's a surprisingly a lot of
そこ
cutscenes
3連
before this
戦
chapter starts.
Yeah, it's like they toss all of this lore on you at this point, and then I wish I remembered some of the story to this game, but it's been a while since I actually watched.
No, that's okay.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, yeah.
You don't
so
need to remember it.
Vincent is the coolest guy on the planet. That's all we need to know. Right next to Jack Garland. So they're gonna take out these guys, and then you're gonna see NT take out, or they're gonna use up their key card now. And then they're gonna grab the key card from this next. Go ahead. Yep, go ahead.
Do you mind if we just do the final bosses for Kaya?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, go for it, man.
Yeah.
Cool.
Really?
Yeah, so Kaya's starting Orphan 3. Sorry, not Orphan 3. Part 3.
Yeah,
Thank goodness there's no Orphan 3.
Part 3, so again, it's going to be all about Vanille getting the debuffs on. Vanille has Imperil, but no T-Protect and D-Shell.
That's pretty bad.
Unique.
Yeah.
Oh.
Imperil's usually the most difficult one to land.
Yeah.
If
Kaya's
just
手
gonna
ポ
go
テが
for it,
早
so
ない
this is a
パ
bit
ティーン
risky. If the
だ
D-Protect doesn't land before the stagger happens, this is a lost fight.
違うので
More
は
or less.
Here we go.
Alright, let's see. Vanille, can you do it?
T-Protect D-Shell on.
あ、それでいけるのか
I don't.
あ、入って
Okay,
る
maybe
Wait.
this might work. We'll
This-
see. It'll probably be
入ってた
close. It's technically
いつ入れたん
possible.
だ
I mean, not technically possible. You can do it if you realize that you're not going to kill by the end.
Faz
The
doesn't have
ultimate
adrenaline.
is. Oh, we never actually talked about adrenaline.
ネロとバイ
So
ス
there's
が
it's
ボ
something
ス
we've
と
been
し
keeping
て
track
出
of the
てく
entire
るこ
time, which is
と
an
あ
ability
と
called
覚
adrenaline,
え
where if
て
you're
シ
in
ー
green
トタ
HP,
イ
your
プ
strength
見る
increases.
と
Alright, that's a very short explanation.
ほう
Yeah.
ほうほうほう
So if
難易
if
度
we
が
don't
純
actually end up
純
killing,
粋に高
Ultima is
く
on like
道
roughly
中
a
進む
40,
だけ
45
で
second
ボコ
timer. I
ボコ
don't
に
remember
さ
the
れ
exact
て
number, but it will keep on
やられ
repeating,
やすい
and we
の
know
で
when it's going to happen. So if we know that we're
回
not going to
復
kill
ミ
in
スった
time,
瞬
we
間
have
に
to go to
なるほ
consolidation
ど
and make sure that we heal up. This is yep. So we're gonna have to go to consolidation. Here's the
It's only
Ultima.
Elixir.
Ooh, all right. So that's gonna change how the second fight's gonna have to go. Next one. But
Elixirless Orphan. Here we go.
Yep. So we used the elixir in Orphan 1 because it regained all of our TP, like was mentioned before. But now, since we've used the elixir, we don't have that option. The rest of this fight should be pretty simple. Not much to say. But one of the big changes that this is going to mean is that we can't use renews as much, and we especially can't start by summoning. So instead, we're just going to insta-shift to consolidation and heal up. And the rest of the fight should be going roughly the same, but we are going to have to be a bit more conservative. And it is going to change the patterns of how we do some of the stuff. It will also end up being a bit slower.
Yeah. Yeah, this is something that you've really got to manage well.
Yeah.
Making sure that you're not close to being killed by anything. A lot of
Yeah, and-
this early game is just going to be healing up and just really being careful with
Yeah.
everything.
And you'll notice like we stayed in consolidation for a while until that slap because we need to make sure that, especially now we don't have the elixir, it's really important that every single slap we're in consolidation and we're in a high enough HP. With the elixir, while you would prefer to be in consolidation for every single slap because it makes things a lot easier, you can end up being outside of it for a couple and there's not really going to be much of an issue. But here, as long as we're in the consolidation, we shouldn't really ever die. So we'll see how this goes.
There's a couple of tireless charge strings coming in here. This allows Vanille to do Kiraja. Kiraja is an extremely powerful magic ability, which is more or less how this threat is even possible.
Yeah, there's the Cold Blood. Here again, we're going to the tireless charge just to build up some more duration, build up some more chain. Flat. And so one of the disadvantages of this is that we do get to spend a lot less time with Vanille and Saboteur because we have to spend so much of the time healing, which is different from when we had the elixir and we could afford to let Vanille try to land more debuffs. So yeah, you see we're at 855 and we've only landed Deprotect. So we need it. There's the poison at least, which is nice. But we are definitely going, we still need Imperil,
プロってバイ
and yeah,
あら、
no, it's just not going to happen. So yeah, unfortunate retry
バニ
here.
ラが今やられた？あれ？
Part of it is due to the elixir list, part of it's just due to Vanille not landing anything.
Yeah.
So,
So here we have Orphan 1. We're gonna get this first try.
Yeah.
お、確認できなかった。
There's the consolidation again.
エリ
Let's
ク
hope
サ
this
を
one
バ
goes
ル、
better.
あ、なるほど。ってこ
Like,
とか。
Vanille's just being a bit of a diva, wants to make everything in the fight about her.
バニラ死んだ。なるほど、なるほど。
if you Dirge of Cerberus guys need to say like anything, feel free to.
Really, all that we missed was the chain shot on the next Black Widow boss. But now this is sort of like this is the downtime section of the run where we're just kind of walking around the Shara talking to people. So this is really the perfect time for you guys to cut loose and do your thing as your game wraps up.
Beautiful.
All right, cool. Yeah, so the rest of this is more or less what we've seen already in the first part of the fight. It's only been minute 30 so far, but yeah, doing elixirless is significantly more difficult, and is more reliant on the RNG because we need Vanille to land the stuff even more important, even more than we had before. So, Vanille's still not landing anything. Not great. One advantage of being able to do these sudden shifts into consolidation is that it doesn't matter that the Sentinels haven't actually done anything. Just the fact that we're in those rules means that we just automatically take a lot less damage, which is good. So there's the Requiem. It's going to go onto Snow.
We have an Imperil, so that's one out of the way. Just gotta get the other three very quickly. There's the poison. There's all three.
Nice. All right. So the rest of this fight should be pretty good. We're still not gonna be able to use the elixir, so we still have access to both our renew and our summon. And after the merciless judgment and opposite extremes is when we're going to be aiming to use that renew.
Yeah, we can more or less do the second part of this fight mostly in the same way.
Yeah, you usually have to summon a bit earlier.
お祈りする場面はでも結構13章は終盤にかけて結構バニラ頼みになってくるのが多くなってくるんで、デバフを覚えてからか。どっちかっていうと。
He will do decent rate anyways because it's elixirless.
Yep. I would have been really happy if we never had to mention DC Ray.
Yeah, he takes a while at DC Ray.
Yeah.
You just know it. It's coming.
Yeah, there's the Rise. So in order to avoid this, we got to summon.
That's maximum time loss.
Yeah. It's really slow, and you have to summon at the exact right point so that it misses Saz with the damage. Otherwise, Saz will die. as will the rest of your party. Like, if you summon way too late, your entire party's gonna die. If you summon too early, it will KO Saz, and then Brunhilde will revive him, but now you have to survive the rest of the fight without the summons sending off all the cures, and like, you can do it, but you don't really want to do it. So it's like a really precise timing window to summon cancel, and be able to not die there. So Kai managed to do it perfectly. That's Orphan 1 down. And so now we just have 6 cutscenes to skip. Orphan 2, and then...
This is my favorite, because all of a sudden Snow and Vanille show up! Yes!
Yeah, Team Rana, get ready. It's like a minute now, if I don't die.
Yep.
And when you
I
kill
mean, I wish you hadn't said that one line there. But...
I mean, I think I died enough this run, so it's fine. My auto splitter says 5 deaths, so...
Look, it's not a real run until you die to Orphan 2. I'm sorry, that's just how it is.
Can confirm. Alright, so we're seeing Orphan 2 again. Usual routine, buff everyone. Get the haste on everyone. Get haste and frost and snow. Specifically timed so that we ATB, or ready animation cancel snow with the ATB refresh. No slap yet.
Yeah, he won't slap. The second one should be cancelled.
Yep, looks good. But now when will Imperil happen?
Who knows? It's a mystery. Only Vanille reveals the secrets.
We got the D
well,
shell,
that
we
was
got
really
the Imperil. We got the Imperil!
Yep, so we just need the deeper
Default
types.
で入っ
As
た
the focus down. This is clean.
Yep.
Nice. Yep, get ready, Team Mog.
I'll count down now. 3, 2, 1, go.
Thanks very much, Kaya, and GG's to the FF13 guys.
Yeah.
GG's.
Yeah.
お疲れ様でした
guys.
皆さん、グッ
So,
ドゲーム
just a bit of a sign out. So doing comms here was myself, Mr. Titan. And then
And me, Logic Dolphin, I've been demoted. I am now
では
apprentice.
サーティン奏者全員終わったので
and
とりあえず自分ちょっと休憩します
01337
で
and
ちょっと
Z3126. You'll follow them.
yeah, sure drop a follow. They stream a bunch of this. If you enjoyed the run, please, come to the Discord.
星さんが一番育ったか
Everyone's
っ
more
て
than
こと
willing
で
to help new people learn.
10以上
If you
くれ
just
た
like the game, also you can join.
いやいや
that don't run.
逃げ切っただけでも十分すごいと思いますあのプレッシャーの中でだって2人速い人が2人後ろから追いかけてきてるのあれ絶
Good games and good luck to
対
everybody
怖い
else.
よ
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks
今
for
やってる
having
作
us.
品ちょっと多分チャットでの皆さんの会
All
話
right, later.
のみになってしまうと思うんですけど
All
Let's
right, so yeah, so
突
Dirge
発で
time,
も
full
残り
time.
時間
How about that?
やってもいいよ
All
っ
right,
ていう
so
方
we
言っ
got
てた
Dan here on the first
よ
level
ろし
as
くお
well.
願いします
We see more of that city
自
dashing
分休
stuff.
憩します
And NT is
ナイン
actually
ナインが
looking to build a chain for the
いな
upcoming
そうだっ
boss
たら
called Shrikes as well as
と
City
元気だ
Hall
っ
is.
たら
This Shrikes
入る
chain
と
is pretty
入
darn
る予定で
difficult
すけど
because it has a ton of
まあ
like
いたら
reward because it's going to allow
お
us to
任せしますということで
that's a good one. Okay.
とりあえ
So
ず
looks
自
like
分
City
は
Hall's going for it as well. So the thing
これで
about
失礼します
the way this game calculates guild
残り
um,
引き続き
reward is that
楽
the
しんで
amount of
ください
damage you will do
という
to
ことでお
enemies
疲
will
れ
play
様でした
into the reward that you get for
では
EXP and gil. And we're about to try and hit this next boss with a ton of damage on a couple of the targets. And even though this is not going to kill the boss, it's going to do so much damage that it's going to allow us to get tons and tons of gil out of this boss. So you're going to see NT like shooting the Shrikes here. And then once he takes them down, once the results screen pops up, you're going to see like a ton of just damage come out. And looks like City Hall actually missed it, so that's not great. But there's plenty of ways that he can recover this as well. Dan also heading through the City of Calm. NT got a ton. There's a ton of gil right there on the board. That man is rocking 73,000 now. And then now we're going to be moving into Fight for the Central Complex. As NT is going to be heading to... I don't know if he's going to do the skip here. There was like recently a skip that was found in this game where you can just try to like jump over one, like double jump over one of the triggers that causes the enemies to spawn. That brings up the barrier. We'll see if he goes for it. I don't know if he got it. Okay, he did not get it. That's fine. But it doesn't really lose any time to go for it, so that's fine. I don't know if City's going to go for it. Looks like Dan also heading into the first Dragonfly fight. See how that goes. Takes it out. 2 shots. Good to go. Looks like City is also going to elect to hover over that wall, and no enemies are going to spawn there on City's side, so he's going to gain a little bit of time back there by choosing to zoom hover over that little fight trigger there. This right here, this is the RNG barriers where the hallway kind of just, you have to avoid these mines that are everywhere. You can't take them out. City is going to opt to hover over the barriers here, while NT is just going to kind of roll the dice. And it looks like he is out. City having a little trouble getting over the invisible walls here in order to climb past the barriers. Don't know if I really agree with that decision, but here he goes, I guess. Meanwhile, Dan heading into the next area of Calm. NT going to take out that guy on the turret there. Looks like City is finally through. And he's going to go ahead and just skip through all these guys. Do the save cancel. NT gets the Thundaga on the enemy with the key card there. As City Hall takes out the Black Widow on his screen. Dan gunning for those boxes there to grab the key card. Start building the chain for Dragonfly 2. Gets the 3 chain. Good to go. NT waiting on the elevator. Everybody loves those PS2 elevator rides. Let's see if City can get the Thundaga on this enemy in the room here. There he goes. He's going to run away, though. There he goes. All right, cool. He got him. And now we're going to be heading to the next boss, Rosso, as Dan heads into Dragonfly 2. And we'll see if he can get the new strat here. Going to get the first stun. Go for the boxes. Got him. Gets the 5 chain. Going to take out a lot of health. Looks like NT's going to start building the chain here for Rosso. And this is going to lead up to a strat called Limit Flex. And Limit Flex, basically, in order to make this as simple as possible, if you headshot Rosso with a high enough chain, and then you cancel into a Limit Breaker move so that Vincent transforms into his Galleon Beast form, the Limit form, it will skip Rosso's second phase. Because normally, if you shoot her, it will cap her out at a certain threshold, and then keep her there for the second phase, and then you'd have to fight her normally. But if we get the Limit Flex, then it just skips the whole fight entirely. And he gets the Limit Flex. Very nicely done by NT1. And that is Rosso down. Oh, never mind. Almost. Okay, I spoke too soon. Wait a minute. Is she good? What's going on here? Okay, she's dead. Yeah, I thought so. Okay, I wasn't tripping. Cool.
I've been waiting for this darling.
Dan gonna be heading into, looks like the Guardhounds. City gonna try and go for the Limit Flex. Does it too early. Does not even shoot the shot here. It's gonna have to transform out of Galleon Beast and try again for the Limit Flex. Fortunately, the chain is not expired. He can hold this and he can salvage it. Ooh, and she just she is slippery. And he gets a good chain there. I think he might be good. I think he might have done. Might have happened. Oh, he might have to fight her still. He's going to be down a limit breaker, but there's plenty of like backup limit breakers to make up for that. So limit flex, basically what happens is you can cancel a gunshot into a limit breaker item. And the limit flex, specifically for the Rosso fight, once she reaches a certain amount of health, she'll go into her second phase. But if you cancel into limit breaker, for whatever reason, the game will just account for all of the damage that you've done to her. And even if it bypasses her second phase, it won't force her second phase. It will just do a ton of damage, and it will ignore its usual parameters for her going into her second phase. So you can technically one-shot her, whereas before, if you didn't do limit flex, you would have to fight her normally in her second phase at like a certain amount of health. It looks like Dan is going to be building the chain to go into Crimson Hound, as NT is making his way through an Empire in Ruins here. Is it possible to learn the power of limit flex from a Jedi? Possibly. Possibly. And it looks like Dan has a 18 chain heading into Crimson Hound, so he should be here. He should be good. My buy list here. Yeah, so Power Cross Beta, it looks like on City's end. It's just going to go ahead and menu. As there goes down Crimson Hound on Dan's screen. He's going to also grab that Thunder Materia again. As NT heads into the Black Widow fight. And City is right behind him by about a minute or so, I want to say. NT has really pulled ahead here. Just the consistency. Very, very nice. Look at that damage coming out from the Thundaga. Thundaga, by the way, does like 999 damage. It's a lot of damage in this version of the game. It's actually incredible. And Pegasus Riders goes down on Dan's screen as well as City heads towards that twin Black Widow fight. NT's gonna ride the elevator. But he's also going to grab this Mako point here, which Mako points, we forgot to say, they're just little things on the ground, little circles on the ground that will restore your MP. They're pretty neat and useful. NT, go ahead, dashing through these. I forget what you would call this. This evil headquarters, this Death Star for Deep Ground. Death Star. I said Death Store. I don't know what a Death Store would entail. All right, so see how Dan does the zoom climb here for the first bit, or the zoom hover, I should say. Good stuff by Dan. Gets right over that barrier there. And NT has now encountered the first bathroom break of the run, where you kind of just get to ride the elevator down and just chill out. It's like Dan is also going to go for that first zoom climb, or that second zoom climb and hover there. And Black Widow goes down on City Hall's screen. So here comes Dan with the zoom hover. Dynamite Dan does indeed currently hold world record by about a minute, I want to say. Right over the barrier there for Dan. Very nicely done. A little bit slow on the ascent, but we take those. Gonna also grab those high potions there. Very nice. Heal on up. I should know, by the way, like, especially during some of these early levels where they want you to have leveled up, or these later levels where you're under leveled, making sure that you're like menued to like the correct healing item to just make sure that you have efficient healing is like super important in this game. And here comes the, as one elevator ride ends, the other begins. So NT heading into, he's gonna, I think this is, now there's the next room is where there's gonna be a small little skip. So what you're gonna be seeing NT doing to skip this next room with like 3 heavy armored soldiers in it is he's going to city dash around one of them and then just kind of sneak right through the door and be right before it closes. And it's really nice to see. It's a nice little movement section there. Dan gets the 8 chain there. Can we get the 10? Actually, excellent. And so Dan's going to head into Heavy Armor Soldier while NT goes for another elevator ride. So we get to talk about what Dan's doing for a little bit. So is Dan going to get that? Okay, almost gets the shot there. Needs to heal up. Make sure he doesn't die. There are some iframes on the Heavy Armored Soldier here while he's... Okay, good. He got the red potion. I like it. I like it. And down goes Heavy Armored Soldier. So chat, have you had any nice Danishes lately? I love me a good Danish. Strawberry mostly, but, you know, strawberry cheese Danish is pretty good. Although, fruit's pretty good, yeah. But like strawberry cheese, like together, it's just like a nice little thing here. This is really risky here by NT. If any of these mines go off, he could just explode. Apple, huh? Okay, fair enough, fair enough. See how Dan does this zoom climb here? Really fast here, actually, on the ascent. Very nice by Dan. Excellent. And he's going to be starting to build that chain for Shulk. City just hopping right over those enemies there. NT getting a 12 chain heading into this next area. Wonder what the decision making is here. All right, let's see how Dan does this Shulk chain. Boom. All right, nice. Got the 6. NT gonna get right through that doorway past the heavy armored soldier. Excellent stuff. And safety barrel there on Dan's end. He's gonna get that 13 chain. Reluctantly, yeah, there you go. I mean, it happens, dude. It's cool.
I meme on safety barrel, but
there you go.
Sometimes you need it.
All right, so now heading into Arch Azul on NT1 Evolution's end. As City gets ready to ride the second elevator, take out those first 2 guys there. So he's going to try and he's going to let Neo Azul. I'm sorry. Oh, there's Thundaga there on Neo Azul. That's pretty dope. And then Neo Azul is down. And now NT is going to switch to the 3rd gun here. And he's going to get out a Limit Breaker. And now Arch Azul, he's going to just kind of melee him to death. And Arch Azul, he's just going to have to heal through all the damage that Arch Azul does to him. There you go. He better heal. Okay, I was about to say. Azul the Cerulean on Dan's end here. And Azul is down. Good old swipes from the Galleon Beast limit form there. Coming in clutch. And they are actually powered up by the Power Cross that's on that 3rd weapon. It's pretty much like one of 2 instances of the game where we need that Power Cross in order to just make sure that the fight goes a little bit faster. Otherwise, it'd be heck. City building the chain here for Neo Azul. Looks like he's going to get an 11 chain. Okay, he shouldn't force this. Okay, he's got the 11 chain. Nice stuff. And you're going to notice the runner's not really bothering to heal here. They are going to grab the heals for the Azul fight. Okay, and here's NT. This is a newer strat. He's skipping right over the gargoyle fight that usually happens here. Goes over that barrier. That barrier has not spawned at all. We just skipped a fight trigger. Looks like Dan is going to start with the first card key preservation fight here, too. And NT is going to do another card key preservation as Neo Azul goes down on City's screen. He's going to move into Arch Azul. So a lot of the zoom climbs that you're going to be seeing on this Shinra's Dark Secret level that NT is on right now is going to be to preserve key cards that we're going to be using to skip rooms and a turret section later on. So it's very important that he gets like all these zoom climbs and doesn't accidentally use a card key. Okay, good. All right, I thought that City died there for a second, but he had the Phoenix down in clutch. All right. So Dan grabs the card key there, going to head on up. NT going to take out all these enemies for safety. And then zoom climb on up over this as City moves on into Shinra's Dark Secret. And Dan will be moving into the room with the elevator here, where he's going to take out a few guys and then set up his guns for the run. As NT is in the Black Armor Soldier room. The Black Armor Soldiers are actually resistant to physical attacks, so we use Thundaga on them. And now that they're dead, we're going to be able to take out this guy in the center of the room who is susceptible to physical attacks. And then we can use the key card from there to move onward. And we did the math at some point where it's actually just easier to do that room normally. And then, uh-oh. Is he going to go for it? He's just going to go for it, man. What a legend. He doesn't even bother to kill any enemies in this room. He just went for that zoom hover. My goodness, NT. You madman. I thought for sure he was going to kill the enemies there for safety. That man was talking up the marathon safety strats before the relay, and he's like, watch this, dog. I got this. So now Dan is going to do the zoom hover here to skip the shooting gallery section, as City is going to be a legend himself and go for a zoom climb without killing enemies in this area. Goodness gracious. There's also an auto-scroller going on NT's screen, where this is another like sort of bathroom break area, especially if you have a Phoenix down, because normally Phoenix downs are time lost by a couple of what's it called? By a couple of seconds. But if you're on this auto-scroller, if you go down, the Phoenix down revives you. It's just no time loss because the thing's going to move forward anyway. Dan on the Kate Sith as City goes into the Black Armor Soldier room. He's going to get the double Thundaga. I think he already killed the guy. Okay, wow, he just... Oh, interesting. He's going to just skip this. Huh, I wonder what the logic is here. There's plenty of story elements in this game. We just kind of skip the cutscenes. Because, you know, speed run. Is there anything interesting I can tell you about Vincent's story? I don't actually remember the story of the game because it's been about 2 years, I think, or maybe a year and a half since I actually watched the story for this game. You do find out that Vincent's dad is Hojo. I think it's Hojo is his dad.
I think it's Sephiroth's dad is Hojo.
Sephiroth's dad is Hojo. That's what it is. Okay, well, you know, so Vincent is just less interesting now. That's unfortunate.
And Lucrezia is his mom, and Vincent may or may not have done the thing with Sephiroth's mom, which is kind of hype.
That's fair. That's fair. So Dan moving into the Manor of Despair chain. See how that goes. He's Vengeance. It looks like we're at the end of the auto-scroller section there. Looks like Dan is going to net himself an 11 chain here.
14.
14, my man. The legend himself going for the full chain in Marathon. Let's go.
Let's go Team Mog.
Steffi's mom has indeed got it going on. So NT moving into this next area here of Shinra's Dark Secret. Gonna use that nice Thundaga there to get a huge boost to the chain. Use the fire there, pick up a kill there on that guy. Bam. Huge chain here from NT. Not really going to be worth a ton, but it is really nice to see the chain build there. This is going to be another sort of zoom hover. This is going to be one of the easier ones in the game. He's going to walk up these steps here and just sort of clear over this little gap here. So we're going to preserve that little key card there. We don't need to worry about that at all. See you later, buddy. Peace out. Take out that sniper there. Dan gonna be upgrading the power booster there on his screen. Thundaga on these guys. Also, there's a turret section coming up, but since we preserved key cards, we don't have to do it. So NT is just gonna walk up to the barrier here and then just use a key card that he preserved on it from zoom climbing earlier. And then there you go. And then there's another section here where you would normally have to fight, but again, since we preserved key cards from earlier in the level, using those skips, we're just going to be able to walk across the bridge and then just use another key card. Dan going to be using the key card here as City moves into the next area of Shinra's Dark Secret. Dan is going to get that key card there from the little enemy. I forget the name of it. Definitely an FF7 enemy, but just totally forget the name. See how City goes with his zoom climb here, or zoom hover, I should say. So here's City, got the key card. So now the key card that they preserve in this room, or that room earlier that City's in currently, the key card that was preserved there is going to actually be used to skip a room called the Courtyard of Death. And normally you would have to take out all these dudes while avoiding tons and tons of damage, and usually you would like kind of go down and you'd have to like hang back and stuff. But we're going to be able to just kind of run through here. Good menuing there on the items by NT as well. And just moves cleanly through. As City gets ready to, he's going to grab the key card there. Thundaga these enemies that are coming up. Ooh, misses the Thundaga. Going to have to use an Ether. All good. And he's going to move on past that turret section there as well. As Dan is moving through Deep Ground Strikes back. Moving. I actually love the movement in this run. It's so fun to do. You just have to get like a certain rhythm down and then you just got it. You just got it. So now NT is going to be moving into the fight against Nero the Sable. And he's going to be trying to go for headshots here. And eventually Nero is going to split into 3 parts. He actually jumped like immediately. That's like, I barely ever see that happen in NT's runs. That's really weird. Dan gets the chain for the Black Widow fight on Deep Ground Strikes Back. Nero the Sable, almost down on NT's screen. This run is not 144, it's about 120 now.
I was dropping some frames there, but it seems to have cleared up.
Yeah, seems good. Yeah, once Zoom climbs got found out and people got better at the game, a lot of time got shaved off the run. It was pretty dope. Like, City Hall just gonna kind of gung-ho for it. He's not even gonna go for a chain here. Alright, he's gonna go down. Got the Phoenix down. He's gonna just move on through. Moseying. As now NT is moving into beginnings. And beginnings is a pretty straightforward level. There's just kind of a lot of movement. And there's going to be a couple of times where we're going to need to build a chain. But for right now, there's like one big zoom climb here as well. And it looks like City is going to head into Nero the Sable fight. Long a casual playthrough of Dirge takes? I want to say probably like 10 hours. It's like your standard, you know, your standard third-person shooter on the PS2, really. Because, you know, you gotta watch cutscenes and everything. So. It's like Nero has now split into 3 parts on City's screen. Gonna try and take him down. Yeah, Steve Blum is the voice of Vincent in this. He did indeed do the movement grumps, as far as I'm aware. Also, this enemy that's popping up now on NT's screen, we just use Thundaga on him so that he just drops the card key pretty much immediately. That guy there is just kind of pushing his turret. He's chilling. Thundaga these guys, get on through. There is a small like bug room skip here where we want to avoid that. And he's just going to jump right around these bugs. Very clean. Very nice. Dan on the Shara right now, enjoying his little cruise. Let's see how NT does the skip here for the Dragonfly. City heading into the beginning of beginnings. And boom, NT gets the skip over the Dragonfly. So we do not have to fight another chopper. Currently there is no 100% route for this run. Really, I think all it would be is just like doing all of the missions and stuff. I don't even think you can get everything in this game in one go through. I think it would just require too much gil. And so here comes Arachnero on NT's screen. And so Arachnero is going to be off the screen pretty soon. Pretty much all you got to do is just shoot right at the center there. And then we'll be moving into Gorgonero. And Gorgon Nero has a bunch of different spots that he can teleport to on the screen, and we'll have to try and 2-cycle him. And so basically that just requires a couple of headshots. So here we go. And you kind of got to listen out for where he's going to end up and just kind of scan, especially like if you have like surround sound headphones and stuff. This is kind of bad RNG, him appearing like right next to you. You can absolutely still headshot him there, but it's pretty difficult, especially when you're zoomed in with the sniper scope there. This is a lot better of RNG, so he's going to be able to get that pretty easily. Pretty good RNG there again, and down goes Gorgon Nero. As we see City Hall kind of heading into that bug room there. We're going to see if he gets the skip for the bug room. And we'll see if he gets the skip for Dragonfly as well. As NT goes into the fight against Vice, the Immaculate. And Vice, all he's going to do, or Vice the Immaculate, all he's going to do is just kind of just kill you. That's it. It's a force fail. Let's see if City gets that that skip there. Good Dragonfly skip by City. Excellent stuff. Dan moving into Midgar Assault there. And NT just going to let Vice the Immaculate go to town here. City heading into the Arachnero fight. Dan is going to go for the zoom climb here on Midgar Assault. We've missed this a little bit earlier because during the Final Fantasy final boss fight. And Weiss Empowered is going on NT's screen. He's going to use a Limit Breaker because Vincent is now currently turning into Chaos. And so you use a Limit Breaker here to sort of get like a super high firing speed. And then you can just sort of, decimate his health. Dan going for this zoom climb. And is going to get the zoom climb perfectly. Good stuff. Arachnero probably about to go down on City screen as Vice Empowered goes down on NT screen. It's like Dan is going to now be setting up the chain for the commander on this level. And here goes Gorgon Nero on City Hall's screen. See what kind of RNG we get. He's got pretty good RNG here. This is a pretty good shot. Nice. Dan's got the 6 chain there. This should be enough to carry him through. And Gorgon Nero goes down for City Hall. Now on NT's screen, Vincent has turned into Chaos, so nobody alert Jack Garland. Luckily, we passed him earlier because, Stranger of Paradise was like a day ago. So Jack Garland isn't around to take him down before the end of the game. But now Vincent has the ability to dash super, super fast. We don't even need to do city dashing anymore. You just kind of hit the dash button and then you just go. And he has a gun called, I think, Death Penalty. Or Death Sentence. I think it's Death Penalty.
Death Penalty.
Death Penalty. Okay. And so Death Penalty does a ton of damage. And the weird sort of like push and pull on these levels with Chaos Vincent is that the amount of time it takes to shoot your Death Penalty is the amount of time you can save by just sort of dashing past enemies, but enemies can also stun you for that same amount of time. So you have to decide whether or not you want to take out certain enemies or try and just go like super, super fast and ignore them. It's like Dan going for the Shrike chain here. Gonna get the 10 chain. Vice Empowered is on City's screen. He's going to start going to town there. NT wrapping up a wave there on his screen, and then we're going to start hearing the Gact theme. Yes, Gact did do the theme for this game, so everybody better get those cat jams out once the music starts. Unless NT turned his music off, which that would be unfortunate. And Dan gets the shot on the strikes there. So a lot of damage, a lot of gil going to be coming his way. Vice empowered, about to go down on City's end. There we go. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Heck yeah. Dan got a ton of gil there. Jeez, man. And now City heading into the first Chaos Vincent level. As NT is getting ready to kind of just dash on up this tower here. Dan heading through, fight for the central complex. See if Dan gets that. See if he gets the skip here. Does not. Not a big deal, though. Can just keep on trucking. Here comes City on the Chaos, Vincent. And NT heading into the final level here. After he crosses this little Mako bridge or whatever it is. Really good barrier RNG here on Dan's end as well. You're also going to notice, by the way, since we don't need to buy anything else for the rest of the game, both NT and City Hall are opting to use the points and the EXP that they get to just level up Vincent so that you get a little bit of extra health. So this is Crystal Feelers. The game kind of just rolls a die to decide what crystal is going to open up. So which one opens up is entirely random, and you can lose, you know, upwards of like 40 seconds if the game just rolls badly for you here. And all it takes in order to take them out is just one melee from Chaos Vincent, so... City Hall also heading into the Gact section. This is pretty decent feelers so far. Feels okay, man. Dan takes down the Black Widow there. And is going to be heading into Rosso. Last feeler there. So NT is just now going to kind of have to camp out. And so as we get into the final boss here, in a second after this crystal feeler goes down on NT's side, basically you have to shoot at certain parts of Omega Vice in order to do like 2,000 or 3,000 damage per shot. If you get bad shots on that boss, it will be 1,000 damage per shot, and that's just not great. NT losing a bit of time here to the RNG on the feelers. That's not cool. This man has some of the... This man is just never lucky when it comes to these things, dude, I tell you. And so he's going to use these two limit breakers that he has here too, because the limit breakers are just going to allow him to fire at a super, super high rate when he gets into the fight. See here the Rosso on Dan's end. And City heading on to the second Chaos fight. NT going to use the Limit Breaker there on Omega Vice. Really good shots here on NT's side. And Dan gets the limit flex. Time is going to be coming up soon for NT, by the way. And that's time for, I forget what team that NT is on. Chocobo. Yeah, Team Choco. GG's. And so now City Hall moving into the next fight, or the last fight here. He's going to be going into the Crystal Feelers. See how the RNG is. Looks pretty good so far. Dan heading into an Empire in Ruins. Oh, unfortunate there by City. Did not get to the Crystal Feeler in time. Oh, misses 2 in a row. That is super unfortunate. Okay, let's try for this one. Okay, he gets that one. Excellent. And going for this feeler as well. Dan continuing to move through that good old Empire in Ruins. Crystal Feeler's almost down on City Hall's end. I think 2 more feelers for City Hall. Yep, so here's the last one. Dan continuing to head into the good old, the Twin Black Widow fight. Should be in a few rooms here. And there's the last feeler down, so he's going to take out the cocoon now, and then we'll have to do the good old Omega Vice fight. Gonna zoom on in, shoot him, shoot him, shoot him. Dan also got a 6 chain. I want to see this strat. I don't think I've seen this before on Black Widow. That's pretty neat. And here comes Omega Vice. So time is also coming up for Team Tonberry. See what City can pull out here. That mash there on City's end, very, very good. Using that second limit break there, excellent. And that is gonna be time for Team Mog. GG's there. And I think I gotta throw it over for a little bit here to the FF9 guys, probably, as Dan heads into, I think, the first of a few elevators on Empire in Ruins here.
Hey, thanks, Cosmic. Appreciate it. Hello, everyone. Welcome to FF9. Looks like Wisteria already has Mage Masher, so getting a great start for Team Choco here. I'm gonna let everyone else introduce themselves.
I'm the Wet Jack. Hello, everyone.
Hi, I'm Sal, also known as Salty Sal. What's up? This is a really fast Mage Masher you got here, right?
Yeah, it's very fast.
And he's playing JP, so I think his timer started early. I'm not sure, but either way, it's a very fast Mage Masher.
Yeah, super fast. All right, we got
Yeah, GG's Dirge runners.
Yeah, absolutely. We're just kind of waiting on a. This is like the bathroom break for the Dirge run with this elevator here. So like, I mean, like I could talk about like how I was playing the original JP version of this game. Let me tell you, man. The original version of the game, Vincent could not double jump. He can't shoot or aim in the air. He can't melee in the air. There's just a ton of changes that they made to the game that are just like, just way better. They gave him he had a roll originally in that game, and now he has a dash. It's great. it's so funny.
I actually was playing. I replayed through Dirge about 5 months ago when we met up with a few friends in Philly, and me and my buddy Quetzington were actually playing through this, and we actually were talking about how the differences in JP just it's so wild. But
Yeah,
I was
like-
watching some of the movement in this game. It's some wild stuff.
Yeah, it's I mean, when I first got into the Dirge run, I was actually not only surprised like at how much speed tech there actually was, but just how optimized all of it was. There's like just a very dedicated like core of the running community that just like has really just kind of, you know, folded the game in half and just really figured out so much. It's really impressive just how much there is to the run now.
Yeah, it's great to see it on the relay stage. All right, we got Brutals going into Mage Masher. Chat, let us know how many Mage Masher attempts is it going to take? How many steal attempts is it going to take for Brutals to get the Mage Masher?
I think Brutals got some kind of special manip going on. That's number 6, not even the wrist yet.
Ooh.
So yeah, if you're just unlucky, you can sit here like 6 minutes in and still not have one.
Yep. Yeah. So, good news for Team Choco fans that we're not getting it. Also, I'm gonna kind of touch on a little bit about what you may have just noticed Brutals was doing. So, we're gonna utilize a trick during this game in a few of the battles called the A2B wait trick. And what this is doing is, if you have a character that can outspeed a boss, or that has a greater speed stat than a boss, you can actually get 2 turns for each 1 turn that the boss has. So looks like Brutals did get it. And so what you'll do is, you saw that he had queued up the steal on Zidane and then went back into the sub menu. You're gonna see this through quite a few fights, especially early, but so that way you can get more steal attempts in this fight. But for other fights, it will definitely make the combat a lot quicker. So if you think combat's slow in this game, got some news for you.
And also moving into the Neo Azul here, is going to fire off the good old Thundaga chain here, the good old Thundaga shot, do a lot of damage. And then he's going to move into Arch Azul, where he'll go into Galleon Beast again here and just whack away with the good old melee attacks that are empowered by that Power Cross on Gun 3. I actually looked for ways to like make this so that we didn't need to heal as much in this fight. Just no luck. Just the way that Arch Azul's like attack timing works. No such luck. There we go. And Arch Azul goes down.
Nice. So, you may notice we do have Wisteria playing we do have Wisteria playing JP FF9. Do any of the other commentators want to touch on what some of the differences are from NA to JP FF9?
Sure. There's a guy who's much better suited to this, but maybe he's not awake yet. Anyway,
he might not be.
Anyway, yeah, I mean, besides the language itself, there's not many changes. Main differences are that certain boss fights are a little different in Japanese and English versions. Mainly, Sea Lion and Black Ops 2 fights, their counter attack mechanics do a lot more damage in JP. So you have to be higher level with your characters to fight them. So you might invest a little bit more time into leveling up your character. And then there's Red Dragons, which are on Disc 3, which can be run killers in NA. For some reason, their Twister attack just got hella buffed in the NA versions, whereas in JP, they're not really lethal at all. So yeah, that's like the major changes I can think of right now. We'll be seeing those fights later on anyway.
Yeah, did we touch on the Red Dragons fight by chance?
Yeah, I mentioned that.
Okay.
Twister
Sorry.
is definitely less lethal in JP, but I mean, it could also kill you in JP, right? But we'll see.
For sure. For sure.
See if Dan gets this good old zoom hover or zoom climb here. Decides to take out the enemies for the safety there. I do like that. And go straight over the barrier. Very nice.
Yeah, message from chat, Monkey Slinger. That's actually correct. If you get the 100 nobles in JP, you do not get 10,000 gil, so even if you have the perfect execution. I don't know what the max skill is, I guess 1,000. But yeah, in NA and Western versions, you can get up to 10,000 gil, which helps a lot in a speedrun if you can do it. It like saves estimately 20 seconds throughout the entire run to get the nobles. But it's not mandatory on most routes anyway.
So we're gonna go into the King Leo fight, which actually it's not a dangerous fight, but it is very much it is a fight that runners can definitely struggle to optimize. So this fight is very important to use the ATB weight trick that we used earlier. Both Zidane and Blank can actually both outspeed King Leo. Marcus can, but it requires that Marcus goes first in the turn order, and it's actually pretty tight. So we'll see if Wisteria gets us in. Very nice, Wisteria got it in. Definitely made that fight a lot shorter. I think Marcus only outspeeds King Leo by like 1 speed stat or something. It's really, really tight. Beautiful Leo fight.
Yeah, that looked like a very good fight. I don't think there was a spell in there. Spells are just very slow. These guys have a 50-50 chance of using an attack or casting a spell, and you just want them to do quick attacks because it's much faster.
Did Brutal's name VV my dude, as always.
And yeah, here you have Wisteria going into Nobles. I'm sure most of you remember this minigame. Impossible as a kid, still impossible today. Yeah, Wisteria from Team Choco is actually a Japanese runner. He doesn't just run JP, he's Japanese himself. Brutals for Team Tomberry is a charming Englishman.
Looks
like nice nobles from.
Yeah, I didn't see a mess up yet so far.
Yeah, I think might have missed one. Looks like it was 90,
Yeah,
98 or 99.
Maybe he actually did it perfect, but the speed is also a thing. So
Yep.
I think he may have had the perfect inputs, but yeah, anyway. It's tough on JP. No money. Brutals will be, I'm sure Brutals is very excited for the nobles. I'm sure that'll be interesting. I mean, even when I speedrun myself, like my heart rate goes up so high when I do nobles. It's so exciting and in front of a huge crowd.
I'll like forget to breathe. Like last year during the relay, I was doing nobles and I just kind of like stopped breathing.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And I do that even in like PB attempts. It's just
yeah, same. And here, Wister just equipped the Mage Masher, which you stole from King Leo, whatever, Baku, Masked Man, because it adds to Zidane's damage a lot. You'll be using this weapon in the early game for a long time. Zidane's called Mutt for Brutals. I'm sure he has some plan.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a plan there. All right, we got Brutals going into the Leo fight. Let's see how this goes.
My man has abandoned me, man. He went over to blue text boxes. I can't believe this guy.
You know, it's just, I'm just glad that Brutals decided to see the light on the big stage.
The infamous debate about the blue and gray boxes.
You know, I just switch it up every run nowadays, you know, but I still get a hate from everybody no matter what.
Hey, that's better than just picking one side. I do gray like one every like 100 runs or something.
So here, like, the objective of this fight is to beat King Leo. Brutals is going straight for Leo. Usually people kill off the brothers because their turns waste time. You can definitely just go for Leo here. You're giving these guys free turns, and Brutals got lucky here. They both use their quick attack, which is really good for him. So he's gonna get a decent fight here too. And then he's going into Nobles. Good luck, Brutals.
Like Dan got to undaga these dudes on his screen, and he'll be skipping the automated turret section here because of the keycard preservation that he just had. Nailed all the zoom climbs, so looking solid.
Oh, Brutals, my man. He is messing up. This man isn't quite there yet. Yeah, if you mess up once, you're not gonna get the 10,000 gil. As I said, it helps getting that. You have an easier guild route and you save a little bit of time, but it's not the end of the world if you don't get it.
There actually was, and this was something we recently found out. Bomb was doing a run like a couple months back and actually missed like one of the first couple inputs on nobles and still ended up getting the rest of them done timely manner. I think still managed to get 100 nobles. I don't know the exact
that's crazy.
I don't know the exact science behind it, but it very well might still be possible to get 100 nobles.
That could actually be a thing. I'm surprised if he got it, but I heard that like it has a multiplier. So like if you screw up in the beginning, it's not that bad. Whereas if you screw up later on, the multiplier goes down. So maybe if you just messed up the first input, you got it, but that's still crazy good.
Yeah, it was very odd.
Rev in the chat says you can miss up to 3 inputs, and I do remember it was Bomb's second input.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Dan heading into
Yeah,
Nero's
he said
pool.
Rev said you can miss one of the first 3. Pete eagerly awaiting his turn. You know, just look at it as if you had a 40-minute mage masher, right? That's just how you gotta
Yeah.
look at it.
You could just do Rezo strats and get the Mage Masher in Ice Cavern.
Yeah, I would like to see that actually.
One of these years.
I would like to see that. Yeah, regarding the text boxes, so when you start the game, the initial menu you change some settings, text speed, battle speed and stuff. And you can change the text box color to classic, aka blue, which is obviously a time loss. But that's, yeah, you can do that there. And runners are split upon which color to use. Common debate.
We got Brutals naming Steiner Hour. So we got Mutts, we got Mutt, we got
Hour.
My Dude and Hour. What
Captain Hour.
What a crew. I see Mutt in the chat. Who says that? Who says what a crew?
Says that.
It's Rufus. All right, we got Wisteria going into the Steiner 1 fight. And so this fight, we're going to use the ATB weight trick if we get it with Zidane and or Blank. Yep, looks like we're gonna get Zidane's ATB weight in. So Zidane's gonna get 2 attacks before Steiner here. Steiner's pretty slow, so we can outspeed, get a couple attacks in, and get a quick fight. Saves about 3 to 4 seconds.
Yeah, the ATB, every fight, the ATB starts up in random points, except for like some scripted fights. So you have random ATB and so do your enemies. So, yeah. Ideally you want good ATB to save time, but that usually doesn't happen. So yeah, we have JP here and the NA version. NA is, I guess, the version which most people run. There's also the HD version of FF9, obviously. It's not represented here, but Jack, do you run HD, right?
And here misses the bug room skip, but it looks like he's going to be able to pick it up with the Dragonfly skip now. Final Dragonfly skip coming up. Gonna opt to open the door, same as City did.
Yeah, HD does definitely have some pretty big differences. For starters, the encounter rate definitely much lower on HD than the PSX versions. Also, with the, I believe, HD, you also get the option to auto battle, which is pretty nice for some of the ATB weights. Not all of them. There is an ATB weight on Plant Brain that you can use, but it's pretty difficult, if not impossible, to do on HD. You can skip FMVs in HD, whereas on PSX you can't. And I'm not really sure of many other differences. I'm not super familiar with HD. Jack, do you happen to know any more differences?
Yes, there is a few. On the other hand, our menus on HD, they are very, very slow. They have a lot of lag, which makes sometimes a little bit difficult to equip and move around items. Also, there is a few differences during the battle. There is a few bugs also, which is they are annoying. Yeah, that's about it. Also, we can click on the screen. We can use the mouse to move around, which is also very useful.
Yeah, right, the auto clicker. Captain just mentioned that reflect damage is lower in HD, which is also actually true for JP. Also, I forgot about this. Yeah,
that was mentioned in the chat too. So real quick, touching on the Steiner 2 fight. Easiest way just to end the fight, just you kill all of your characters off except for Garnet. No one in the history of Final Fantasy IX speedrunning has ever attacked Garnet. Nope. It's just not, it's not possible. It actually, if you try to attack Garnet, I'm pretty sure it will actually just skip over and it'll attack someone else, right? Like you can't obviously like attack.
Oh no, you can kill the princess.
I've never, nobody's ever done that, right?
No,
right
all those runs ended in a reset for sure. Yeah, I think everybody has done that before.
Yeah, it's not great if that happens. We'll just leave it at that.
Vice Empowered goes down on Dan's screen really fast. I think that's probably the fastest Vice Empowered that we've seen out of the 3 runners. That was really quick. Holy crap.
I like blinked and I missed it.
That's Dirge for you. And now Vincent has once again become Chaos.
Chaos.
Oh no. Why do I know this reference?
And I already said earlier, I was like, well, Vincent's become Chaos, but it's a good thing that Jack Garland's run is already over. Otherwise, we've had to say a thing or two, Vincent, about it. Fun fact also on the original JP version of Dirge, if you have anything other than the default scope on, you have to manually aim the gun. And so this includes death penalty. So when you go into Chaos Vincent on JP original, if you aim, you have to manually aim every time. They changed this on the standard edition that we now know and love because, you know, it's just not great to do that. So now there's like, you get to choose between manual aiming, semi-automatic aiming, and auto aim for all unscoped weapons. So now death penalty in this version has automatic aiming, same as any other gun would. cruising through too. Really making good use of those dashes. I think once he reaches the top here, he's probably going to take out a few of the enemies. Yep, just to make sure. Play it safe.
Vincent looking mighty elegant. He's leaping like a ballerina.
Oh yeah, that's that good old 2007 edginess right there, my. There's actually a fun fact about Dirge. I need to find it, but I think there was this time that I was just taking fun facts from the era of 2007 or so, and I think one of them was that. Oh yeah, here we go. Here it is. So in 2006, a Super Bowl ad cost $2.5 million. Instead, the investors could have bought 50,000 copies of Dirge of Cerberus. Beyonce's Irreplaceable was the top song during 2006, Dirge of Cerberus' release year. This song accurately describes Dirge of Cerberus.
I feel like I need to go find some fun facts for FF9 now. Gotta
You
step up my
absolutely do.
game.
I think the chat will take care of that.
We are going to have the bomb fight on Brutals. Anyone care to explain the bomb skip?
Yeah, so bomb skip's kind of a recent thing found by Roaming Merc and I believe Rev also in the chat. But basically what we're doing is I guess Rev did not have anything to do with it. But basically what we're doing is we are staggering the ATB, kind of like a reverse ATB weight in a way, where the bomb can actually outspeed Steiner just enough to where you can skip the second set of dialogue from Steiner, and therefore saving quite a few seconds. I want to say it's like 8 to 9 seconds or something. But basically, yeah, we're just skipping some dialogue from Steiner because the dialogue boxes are pretty they're pretty slow. They take a while to kind of go through.
Yeah, and we say skip here, but you know, this is one of the few skips this game even has, and all these skips save like 2 to 3 seconds, if at all. We really don't have any like major skips. Maybe in Disc 3 skipping a Mistron fight, but there's really not huge skips. So we take all the time we can get, including these 3 seconds, and I think Brutal's got the skip there. You didn't see the last 10.
Yeah, I believe Wisteria also got it too.
Actually, I think he got the last one.
We still got the last line from Steiner.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
He missed some.
Missed it.
Yeah, and Zidane is surging over there on Wisteria's screen. This is the limit break system of this game, Trance. I'm sure you know and love it.
And we got the final boss coming up for Dirge of Cerberus here on Dan's end.
Get him, Dan.
So Mega Cocoon is going to come out. Going to aim in. And then here comes Omega Vice, so get ready on time. It'll be coming up in about 30 seconds or so, I think. Once this PS2 load is over. Here we go. Really chucking out that damage. Super fast. Only on the first limit break here. Got down to the half health. That's really, really quick. Good stuff, Dan. All right, and here we go. That is going to be time for Team Mog.
GG's, Dan.
GG's.
GG.
So,
Thanks a lot, guys.
Good game.
just as a little send-off, once again, my name is DE Cosmic, and the runners today were NT1 Evolution.